Howdy folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Halo Reach Elite Officer Action Figure set by McFarlane Toys. This set is part of Series 2 of the Halo Reach line of action figures, and I believe was first released in early 2011. I found this figure set either in the spring or the summer of 2011 when I saw it at a Target, selling for $10.99. Taking a look at the Elite here in the packaging, you can see this officer is clad in orange, which is an interesting color for an Elite. And he does come with a few accessories, namely the helmet, the grenade, and this rifle here. And this particular figure has 26 moving parts and is a new character for the series. Taking a look here at the back of the package, you can see figures from Series 2. We have a red Spartan CQC, Carter, a white Spartan CQC, Cat, a steel colored Spartan CQC, that's an exclusive, Grunt Miner, a Skirmisher Miner, and of course the Elite Officer. We'll be right back and have this Elite out of the package. Alright, we have the Elite Officer here out of the package, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the items that come with the figure. And first we'll take a look at the grenade. I believe it's called a plasma grenade, and I have it secured onto its tush here. And these grenades come with most Covenant figures, nicely painted in a metallic purple. And it does have a peg hole here that you can place on either of these two pegs at the back of the figure. And you just push it in there and it'll fit securely on there without having to fall off. It's a nice tight fit. Next item we'll take a look at is the rifle. I believe this is called a concussion rifle. I could be wrong, but it's a pretty neat piece of weaponry that this Elite carries around. You can see some of the details on there, and it's got a grip handle here that the Elite figure here can hold quite well and nice and snug on the grip there. You can see some more details on the top there. Nicely sculpted, lots of tiny little details, especially around here on the blaster rifle. And it's made of a softer rubbery material. It's not a solid rigid piece of plastic. It's more of a rubberized plastic, which is okay. It's not too bad. It doesn't look like it's warped too much, and doesn't look like it's prone to warping. I think it's because of this thick piece of material that they use here. This one here tends to bend a little bit more and may be prone to warping, but overall it's a neat piece of weaponry that this Elite carries. The next item we have accessory wise is the helmet, which is a removable helmet. And let me just go ahead and take it off the figure here. And you can see this particular helmet here is different than the Elite Miners, what they wear, in that there is no armor piece to cover the mandibles on the figure. It actually ends at right just before the mandibles, so that's an interesting design choice. And also this swept back design here on the top of the helmet. It's actually kind of cool, and it's not too soft. It is a little bit soft, but not that soft. So that's not prone to bending or warping either. And it's pretty cool. I like the two-tone scheme of this. I'm not too fond of the color, and we'll go into that in a little bit, but still a nice different piece of headgear to identify this particular Elite as an officer, as opposed to the rest of the Elite, I guess, forces, or the Covenant forces that comprise the Elite on there. But as you can see, the helmet does fit on nice and tight. Nothing to worry about falling off or anything on that. But taking a look at this particular Elite, and it's the standard, I guess, Elite body. There are differences mold-wise, mainly in the armor and some of the face of the Elite. But it's a basic standard design for an Elite, and it's pretty interesting. I'm a fan of Elites. I can't get enough of these guys. But one thing I don't like about this particular Elite is the color. And I do not play the game, but I did some interweb researching on the Elite officers and found out that the color used for the Elite officers is really more of a darker orange than what's here. It's almost a brownish color, a mix of orange and brown. And this particular color scheme is a little too bright than what I've seen pictures of in-game. And I think it's just a design choice that was made by McFarlane Toys. I guess they decided to use a brighter orange. I'm not sure why, but they could have used a darker shade. I think would have fit better. It just seems un-Elite-like or un-Sengeli-like to be wearing this brightly, almost pastel type color. But it's interesting. I wish it was a darker shade of orange. But anyways, continuing on, some of the other differences between this particular Elite and Elite Miners. The mouth sculpt on this is just a little bit wider that I've seen, and you can see the Elite's head here, and you can see the mandibles are splayed open, and you have some row of teeth on top and nice silver eyes, which is kind of cool. And it looks like Elite officers wear a neck armor there, a piece of neck armor, which is kind of cool. So that's a more unique sculpting. And you can see the armor here is a little bit more protective than the standard Elite Miner. You have this looks like a higher armor piece at the shoulder, a little bit more design compared to the Elite Miner, and also it has a little bit more armor on the torso here, which kind of restricts the articulation at the torso here. We'll go over that in a little bit, but going over some more design work. This is different here on the forearm here. It's not the scaled type armor, it's just a more one solid piece here. And you got some design work here on the back, and you can actually see the mesh type suit that the Elite wears here. You can see the mesh pattern underneath the armor plates on here, and this is more of the skin tone here on the head area. So he's protected fairly well with the external armor and the internal suit. I would venture to guess is what they're wearing. You can see that it runs along underneath the armor throughout the body except for the head. And you have some more armor plates over here for the shin area, and some armor pieces for the toes. So very nicely sculpted. I really do like these sculpts for these Elite figures. Just this paint scheme just doesn't thrill me that much. And you can see that it's orange. Of course, the mesh suit is dark gray, and you have accents of light gray here. And they're looking at this particular figure. This one wasn't painted fairly well. There's a lot of paint slop on this figure. You get some paint slop over here on the arm, on there, and on the legs as well. You got some scratches here, more paint slop on the other arm there. So this one did not escape the QC bug very well. A lot of paint slop, especially on the toes here too, and some bleed from the armor to the suit. But it's okay. It's not one of my more favorite figures, but Elite figures, but still an Elite, and I do like it. Going over the articulation, the head is on a swivel or ball joint, I should say, that can go up and down a little bit, and if you hold the base of the neck down, it can go all the way around. And the neck is also articulated at the base of the body, and the base of the neck, I'm sorry, and can go all the way around as well. And can it go? Yes, it can go up and down and side to side, so it looks like that's on a ball joint as well. So very nice for the Elite figures to have two articulation points from the neck and head. The arms do go all the way around, and they do go out slightly and in due to the shoulder spike here, armor plates here. And these armor plates, by the way, are made of a soft plastic, but still more rigid than say this rubberized piece here. The arms do bend at the elbows, in and out, and they also go all the way around. The hands at the wrist can go bend in and out, and can go all the way around as well. And there is a finger articulation. The two fingers here are joined and are on a hinge joint that can go in and out, and allows the Elite to grasp the weapon fairly well. Even the grenade, how small it is, it's still able to grip it fairly well. The weakest point on the Elite figure is the torso. They give a ball type of torso at the joint, but because of the way it's sculpted, there's very little movement on the torso. And for the Elite Officer, you have this additional piece of armor here that's not on the Elite Miner, that restricts the movement of this particular figure even more, so which is unfortunate on there. And the legs are on a ball joint as well, and they are very tight at the hips, which is very nice. I really do like tighter joints. I don't like loose joints at all. But the leg can go all the way around at the ball joint at the hip, and can go slightly outwards and inwards, and slightly forward and back. I guess the top knee here, or forward knee on this Elite, allows the leg to bend in and out and rotate all the way around. And the ankle is on a ball joint as well, that allows the foot to bend up and down all the way, whoops, let me get a good grip here, all the way around, and side to side as well. Overall, it's a good Elite figure. Probably be my least favorite of the Elites, just due to the color scheme. There are other Elite officers, mainly in the 2-pack, that's, I believe, clad in green, and so that'll do for my Elite. Just this one orange one, and probably a couple of the green ones. But this is my casual peek into the Halo Reach Elite Officer action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.